A very warm welcome to Llys Villa. Very nice to see you. You're very free to walk around. I'm Richard Owen. I'm the grandson of the original owner of Llys Villa. Llys Villa was designed and planned in the late 1920s by Margaret and William Phillips, my grandparents, and it was built by Levi Edwards of Cwm Felin Mynach in the early 1930s. And the house has more or less been unchanged since it was built, and only one family has lived in it since that time. We've decided to refurbish the house because we couldn't get over in what remarkable original condition it was in. It's not been changed since the 1930s, and we thought people would share our interest in seeing what life was like at that time and how much has changed and how much has stayed the same in those last 80 years. Now, all the blankets we found here are all original family blankets. All the original features remain from the early 1930s, so it's a very good insight into what houses were like in West Wales at that time. The house was refurbished in 2014 and nothing essentially had been thrown out. So we found an awful lot of items that were of interest to family and local historians. So huge caches of photographs and letters, many letters from William Phillips, my grandfather, to my uncle Jimmy Phillips, who was away in boarding school, and they cover the period 1937 to 1940, and it tells us a lot about life here in the late 1930s with the gathering storm clouds of war in Europe and evacuees arriving in the village and the activities in the chapel and unfortunately neighbour disputes as well. Now, in Llys Villa, in what was the old small kitchen, Gegin Bach, we've recreated a photographic dark room because we'd found so many photos of interest and there was a well-known photographer in the area. We thought it would be nice for people to see what darkroom photography was like before all our remembrance of this is lost through digital photography.
Hi, I'm Lawrence Jones, and we're setting up a darkroom here to shoot and print mainly black and white. There's a history in the family that are setting up this business, and they want to keep history alive of their photography in their family as well, and to keep it going for future generations.
Llys Myrig may be 80 years old, but Cefn Myrig has a history stretching back more than 800 years. An ancient farm of 118 acres situated in a secluded spot 4 miles from Llys Myrig. The River Fenny runs along one boundary, and the farm is dotted with oak woodlands inhabited by badgers and foxes and a huge variety of bird life. The cottage is in a magical setting, away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life, but close enough to the main roads for quick access to the towns, beaches and attractions of West Wales. Cefn Myrig means Myrig's Ridge in English. Who is Myrig? We don't know the answer, but there are several possibilities. The most likely being Myrig, a patriarch of a small medieval tribe in Dyfed, referred to in an ancient Welsh manuscript. All the field names at Cefn Myrig are known, and the most interesting is Caer Mine, Field of the Standing Stone. We are still searching for the original stone, but it is an indication that this might have been a marker for a medieval route. Modernised in the late 19th century by our great-grandparents James and Amy Phillips, Cefn Myrig is all about family. We can prove that our ancestors have been farming here since the mid-18th century, and they were probably farming here well before then. We have kept the tradition of painting the outbuildings white, and we have recently converted the oldest outbuilding into a family history research centre. Guests can use the facilities to research their Welsh ancestors, and we will provide expert help and advice if required. As with all families, we have experienced many setbacks and tragedies over the years, but knowing how we fit into our past helps us to focus on the present and move forward with optimism. We have very recently produced a book from our grandfather William Phillips's letters, written at the start of the Second World War. All sale proceeds will be donated to the charity Papyrus, Prevention of Young Suicide. Suicide is the biggest single cause of death of young people in Wales today, and we as a family want to raise awareness and funds for suicide prevention. We do hope that you will come and stay in this very special place. You may even discover how will our standing stone. If you do, we even promise to name the stone after you.